What's going on? You are tuned into TwoFootTalk. I am your host. They call me Young Leg. With me, Mr. Burrows. Oaks, how was your vacation?
It was good, man. Took some time off, saw some friends, saw some family. Went on a nice little bike trip. It's funny, we always start the show or whatever, and me and Leg are usually in here shooting the shit. And I'm just going through like the transfer list. We might have to make this segment or something called "Yo, that motherfucker needs a job." Because like we were just going back and forth while I was looking through the transfer list, and Leg's like, "Hold up, let me start this show," because
This guy's talking to me. I was like, does he realize who he's talking to? Like, I'm not doing the show for free over here, bro. What are we? I can just hit record, and we could just keep this kind.
Like we're just talking footy.
Yeah,
Dude, Leg called me fucking when he's driving home from the first half of the Madrid game. Like, yeah, every conversation I have with Leg could just be the show.
Yeah, flex. That's why it's just like, yo, hold on. Got to start this real quick.
Hold up, because if we don't go live, then we're not doing a show. We're just on the phone.
Yeah, this is just gonna take longer, and if you didn't eat dinner yet, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, obviously Madrid just lost. Bad too. When I talked to my pops, he was like, "Wait, what do you mean?" I was like, "Pops, belt to ass. We got waxed. It was not even close." One of those good reality checks for everyone that started to get really hype about Shabby Ball. Just to remind the competition that we're playing, it was a good measuring stick game. I'm not going to completely blame it on Housen, but damn, if it wasn't really noticeable, he wasn't there when both our center backs fuck up within 5 minutes of each other.
Vinny looks like a fucking traffic cone too. What the fuck was that?
I'll never turn on Vinny. That's my guy.
Oh, hey, look, I love Vinny. That's my fucking boy too. But what the fuck was that? First of all, we win the first corner of the game. We take it short with Mbappe to Vinny, and Vinny has no fucking touch right now. Like, I don't know what this motherfucker's doing.
But there's so much of that out there. I saw some of the most ridiculous turnovers.
It was the sloppiest shit I'd seen in a minute.
Yeah, that was one of those. I just sat there and I was like, none of this is getting better. And being the spoiled fan that I am, I'm like sitting there like, dude, why didn't we score any of these? This guy scored a bike a couple of days ago. What the fuck happened to him?
Right.
Anymore? So yeah, it was a rough 2020 or 24-25 season is now over. And goddamn, was that not a long ass fucking season?
Yeah, thank God too. Speaking of long fucking season, I was talking to Leg on the phone. You believe this shit? 100 caps for a club used to mean like you're kind of like you're a club legend. Like you've been there for a minute. Jude Bellingham played his 100th game today to end our second season. His second season is in Madrid. That's how many fucking games we play, guys.
Yeah, it is an absurd amount. And now, since we got to play in the Club World Cup history, what's good? He now is going to be out 3 to 4 months with the shoulder injury. Like, would have been a real shame if we got that that done with. I don't know.
Yeah, in the off season that we're supposed to have.
See, in my head, it's always on, man.
It's always on.
That's why when sometimes the game ends and it's like, wait, hold on, what's the score? Doesn't even make sense. Spoiled. You want to hear my first fuck you?
Yeah.
MetLife Stadium. Happy to get out of there. It
injury free. No ACLs blown.
I was gonna say because I'm so nervous looking at it. It looks like
such a piece of shit, dude.
It looked like garbage, and like the World Cup finals about to be there. That is so scary. Like when Europeans usually just complain about everything America does. Like some dude was complaining that the guy that says "Let's get ready to rumble" came out before a game. Who the fuck cares, man? But that is horrendous. If we end the World Cup, the world's largest footballing competition, at MetLife, in my mind, I would rather play it like.
It's not even like the stadium itself is
Canada, man.
Shit too, dude. Like
Canada. Whoever gets further in the competition, they should get the final. That's what we should call it now, because MetLife just should not have it unless they're just gonna. Are they flying grass in at MetLife? I don't know what they're doing.
They did. They put grass in for this one. They're gonna put grass in too. But like just such a dog shit stadium. No good way to get in, get out. No walkability.
Next one I got is I put Mbappe on here, but it feels mean. But like, what a tough year for him not like stats wise or anything, but like he signed for Madrid like a week after we won our Champions League final. Just went and kind of finished our tour on our Super Cup win, and then we got waxed terribly by Barcelona 3 times in a row. All one performance from him was memorable. The rest were offside alert.
Yep.
And then he watches his team go, and Dembele has a Ballon d'Or year, and PSG wins the Champions League right after. Just really tough one for him. Hopefully something good happens to France soon.
To be fair, PSG have finally built like a long-term sustainable team instead of just throwing money at names.
Yeah, see, here's my problem with the whole didn't throw money at names. They threw money at literally every single one of those motherfuckers.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not here saying that they're shopping bargain bin.
They literally bought all of them. Like you can be like, oh, Barcola, he's only 22. Yeah, he's from Lyon.
Right.
Oh, what about Dewey? Oh, he's from Rennes. They literally just bought him. Like, no. They did buy all these motherfuckers, but I get what you mean. They're like
special cat, but they didn't just go like, "Oh, we need Messi, we need Neymar, we need these old washed ass dudes." Like they didn't go out and get a Lukaku. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, I just put Mbappe. You got bodied. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that was rough.
I put CONCACAF refs on here. I'm really not even that mad, but it just like looks so blaringly obvious to me, so I just don't know anything anymore.
What's a handball? Anybody? $1 million. Anybody can tell me what a handball is, and then show me where it's called consistently.
You know what I'm really more confused about is all the people that are like, "Well, he was falling. Where'd you want him to put his hand?" Literally,
not on the ball. Literally anywhere except for on the ball.
You know that flat shit right next to the ball? It's literally harder to land on the ball. He palmed. That was impressive. He palmed.
That'll fucking snap your wrist too.
That's why I was kind of like, why did he fall right there? It would have been one thing if he like fell all the way on it, but it was literally just, hold on, let me hold that right there.
He like used it as a fucking pivot to get up. It was fucking crazy.
I also put commentators that I understand on here. I literally unmuted this Madrid PSG game for 4 fucking minutes. At halftime, I was like, oh yeah, like who's commentating? And then he said some shit about how PSG is really building their own squad now. He pretty much tried to say what Oak said, but said they're not doing money with it anymore. It's all just from within. And
right, that 80 mil for Kvaratskhelia just didn't get spent. Huh?
Yeah, and they're like, they're not spending top dollar. They're building their own players. And I was just like, going through every single player, I was like, they didn't build. They have Zaire Emery, and I don't even know if he's from their academy. He might have also got bought just like 2 years ago. That's why I'm just kind of like, what are we talking about here? That's just blatantly not true. Let's look at squad values really quick. Oh shit, are they over $1 billion? Yeah, that's a lot.
Turns out, a lot of money.
It's actually a lot. And I also put on here, Tebas is a chump. He's complaining about us playing in the FIFA Club World Cup and then saying how he won't reschedule our game for us, even though we just get less recovery time than everyone else and play more games than everyone else. It's like, oh, sorry, dude. FIFA asked us to play in this shit and paid us a bunch of money. We actually put on for your league because people in America are now going to be more fans of your league, but it's whatever. Yeah, don't help us out at all. It's cool. We fucking hate you too. Don't worry about it. Fuck you, chump. Courtois always answers very politely, and I appreciate him for that. And then I wrote on here about 4 times, Modric, we are so sorry. And I can't believe that we're not even going to give this man another year contract. It blows my mind.
I'm excited to see him try and fucking whip Milan into shape, to be honest.
I'm not. I don't see it going that well.
I think this is a preview to Coach Modric. Like, this is going to be player coach Modric, and then he's going to get his coaching license. He's going to coach the Croatian national team, and then he's going to be the next Xavi Alonso, and him and Toni Kroos are going to be fucking head and assistant coach for Madrid soon.
I either want Tony to be like my head scout or my assistant if I'm Modric. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck, Tony as head scout would be a fucking solid.
Already working on
that would be the nastiest midfield ever assembled if he's just like, yo, you can hit the ball like me? All right, come on over here.
Yeah, he literally just did an interview talking about how like there aren't that many players that you can just go out and get that he can do what he did. And he was just like, it's just how it is. And I was like, pfft.
Oh, yeah. There's not a lot of players out there that just have over 90% completion on long balls for their entire career.
Yeah, there's not. That's weird.
It's crazy.
That's all I got. Oaks, you got anything?
Yeah, this is, I'm not going directly at anybody here, Bird. I love you, Bird. But the other day he was like, "Hey, man, some degenerate shit. We got UCL qualifiers starting," and I took a look of all the qualifiers that happened in the last 2 days. I know 4 teams, what country they're from. I think I know a grand total like one guy by name who's on Luke Garts. And other than that, like I knew the Icelandic team. Not gonna shoot a shot at their name. I knew Lincoln Red Imps because they're like the only team from Gibraltar who does fuck all anything. And I know Malmo because that's where Zlatan played. Yep. And that's it. Everybody else in these UCL qualifiers this early, good luck. I don't know half them squads or what country they play their league football in.
Bird, I hope you're just working really hard.
Shout out Bird for staying grinding on that tennis though. We do appreciate it.
I was on the same pick as Bird, and I saw it after we had already lost, and I was like, all right, I don't feel bad. I don't feel as dumb for taking this because I saw Bird was also on it.
Shelton, some other fuck yous or another fuck you is yo, where are all the Don Carlo has no tactics people? What tactics did Xavi employ?
Whoa. In Xavi's defense, Courtois said they did not follow the coach's tactics.
I mean, just turning the ball over and letting them cakewalk in for 4 goals is not tactics. And that, to me, just doesn't seem like it was a Don Carlo problem. Anybody else?
I don't know. That was pretty shitty.
Shout out Dave Ancelotti, too, for taking the Botafogo job.
Yeah, facts. That was like one of the top things on my transfer news.
Oh, my bad.
No, there's a better Ancelotti news article. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then, I don't know. I don't have a lot of other fuck yous. I'm pretty chill right now. I mean, it sucked to watch Madrid get ass blasted, but at least it was in Spanish, and I didn't have to fucking listen to a bunch of broadcasters that I know fucking suck from ESPN. So,
well, I just muted it and listened to my dryer, so it was actually better than whatever they were playing. So it worked out for me too. That's all. That's all the fuck yous I got. Oaks, I hope you feel better.
I was feeling good. I mean, it always sucks when Madrid loses, but like, it's not that bad. It's Club World Cup. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really cared too much the whole time. All right, so Brazilian football is back, but I feel like more transfers in Brazilian football to talk. So I think I'm going to try to get through these transfers. And Oaks is itching to get some of the ones because that's all he's been doing is like when you see him looking away, he's looking at more transfer rumors. So I got to get my shit in now before Oaks keeps dropping them. But first on the YL transfer news and etc., I guess, because it's all random shit after that. Ancelotti is being sentenced to 1 year in jail for tax evasion, which is like maybe one of the most common Spanish things. Remember when Messi's dad had to go to jail for him for like 3 months because of this? It's always shady shit too because it's over like, oh, he didn't pay taxes on his own image rights. Like this man, he's getting taxed by Italy and Spain for his own image. That's fucking crazy. How much money do we think Don Carlo's making for his image? I won't lie to you.
I mean, that eyebrow raise is pretty classic.
I was gonna say I did make a shirt after Don.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know we got shirts of Don Carlo smoking with all the Brazilians.
Yeah, he's a fucking baller, so I don't blame him. But I just think it's
funny. We have a shirt that's literally just Don Carlo in a suit with a ball and it says class.
Yeah.
I wear that shirt like once a week, dog.
It's just like one of those like Spanish like rites of passage.
Did you play soccer in Spain? Hold on. How much money did you for tax evasion?
Yeah. Oh, he cut his deal early? Wait, what was that lump sum? Yeah, wait. Hold up. Come here. Yeah, nah, they're shady. And then I had right underneath that David was taking over Botafogo, which is hype. And if he's going to be their first game, I'm hammering Botafogo. Duran, he's going to Fenerbahce. He's done in Saudi Arabia already. That Fenerbahce, dude, the Turkish league.
That Fenerbahce team's gonna be
How much
nasty.
money's in the Turkish league? And I know that there's like a decent chunk of it, but like how? Because I also see Osimhen is trying his best to get over there. Sane's over there.
He does not want to go to Saudi. Napoli keeps saying, "Why don't you take the Saudi money?" He goes, "Fuck you! I ain't playing in no Saudi league."
He's not trying to go over there, so we'll see.
He's like, no, I'm gonna win a fucking I'm gonna play in Champions League with Galatasaray, dog.
Yeah, exactly. I got your boy Kudos going to Spurs.
Yup.
Oaks said something to me about this earlier, and I was kind of like, it's another one of those, like, it's cool, but did it make them any better? And then you have to think about it for a second. Like,
no, because nothing makes Spurs better. They just do everything ass backwards and wrong.
They got another Asian boy. I think he's a Japanese kid. So, Son, I'm not saying you're pretty much done, but
they got another Asian. So you only have stuff.
Yeah, feels like they're kind of pushing you out here. I hope Son goes somewhere and gets fucking paid, but I don't know how everyone's going to do it. I know Tottenham dealt with like the whole military service if they didn't do well in competitions, but I don't know how other. National flash flood, guys. Yo, Pennsylvania, stay strong. We're good.
That garbage strike in Philly, wild and
facts. Next one we got is DePaul to Miami. So it seems like a grab for, hey, let's try to keep Messi here even longer. DePaul, one of his best friends from Argentina, is coming. And first is how many guys are you allowed to get from different countries? And
you're only supposed to have 3 designated players that the league helps you pay for. But Miami's gonna get unlimited because they can sell Messi.
I was gonna say it seems like Miami's now moving on to like I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing Barca shit. They're gonna end up just spending all their money to get whatever they get on Messi, and then MLS will look the other way. They don't care. It's such a farce.
Well, they need Messi to sign a new contract. I think it ends at the end of this winter, right? So there are talks about him going over to Europe again on loan, which would be incredible to see. I don't know who's going to take him. So we're going to continue the Messi and Friends bullshit, huh?
Yep. They're just going to give Miami carte blanche to do whatever they want and try and make soccer a thing until the World Cup, and then they're going to go back to not caring about it.
Yeah, damn right.
Which sucks.
Galatasaray is apparently like they're going to pay Osimhen's release clause, but partially year by year. I don't know. It's funky. And Napoli wants the Saudi money and wants all the money now, so I can understand why they're getting a little frustrated because it's like, well, they did your release clause, like you're done. It's none of this. Oh, we're buying that too, but like in 5 years. That's the shadiest release clause of all time. Then might as well just set up a payment plan for even more then and agree to their amount. But it's whatever. Galatasaray, do your shady shit too. Ronaldo and this is the guy from Atleti. They're talking about the article, his Premier League dream. He is going to Sunderland, recently promoted. He's leaving the Saudi League and going to Sunderland. So hype for him, hype that he's living out his dream, but damn. All ways to do it. Now, y'all know that I fucks with Newcastle, and it's fuck Sunderland over here. They don't have Job anymore, so I don't have to pretend to like them at all. So to see another guy that I don't really like go to Sunderland and like that's your dream, I was like, damn. Really?
Dream bigger, dog.
Yeah. Anyway, along into Newcastle's done. I feel like I've said this one like 3 times now. It is. It got Here We Go by Fabrizio. I haven't seen Bull in the picture on Instagram holding the jersey, but everything's supposed to be agreed upon, personal terms, and the amount. It was like what 50.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Fabrizio had time to tweet that between telling us what Yamal's having for lunch.
Yeah, true. He's a busy guy. Next one we got is PSG versus City. Apparently they're going after Rodrigo now. So I'm Arsenal. I'm not saying you're out of it, but like,
to be fair, like, I didn't need to look at Brahim Diaz again today.
Yeah. And then in the press conference afterwards, Shabby was like, "Oh no, it was for technical reasons." I was like, "That's even fucking worse." So technically, you thought it was better to put Brahim Diaz and Lucas Vasquez in before?
Right? Yeah. No, I've seen that show. It's
I also
terrible.
didn't. I haven't seen Kamavinga. Is he? Are we?
Right. I'm
Oh,
getting. I think we only haven't seen Kamavinga because they're doing the Modric farewell tour.
Yeah, but also like we can run him at one of the backs. So
Right. I know we can. I need more Kamavinga.
we needed Fetty in the midfield bad. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm a little confused about it.
Did you see Fetty almost break that dude's face with his fucking kick from the top of the box? Yeah, I thought his nose was broken for sure, dog.
I know. I just he didn't go. I figured he'd be down at least.
I heard that fucking smack. I'm like, Fetty hit that like a fucking rocket, dude.
Yeah, but Rodrigo relationship with Shabby, who knows what it is right now. We're not going to go off the last few games, but
he's also our only forward who fucking presses. Like, I can't figure out how he's not fitting into this system because we watched Vinny and Mbappe suck ass at it all day today. They're not interested. They don't want to do
it. My next one I got is Arsenal. They're going to offer Ethan Nwaneri in this swap with Chelsea for Manuke. And why?
It Arsenal are just the worst fucking people to do. They're so slow, dude. They can't do business.
Well, you also just like that's a lateral ass move. Like Maduke is better than Nwaneri, but you have a young, talented right wing to already back up your talented right wing, and you're trying to get another right wing.
Right. Or are you gonna play him on the left and give him Martinelli's job?
Yeah, because I don't know. It just seems like why wouldn't you try to like strengthen up that midfield even more? Strengthen like
they did get
a 9, get a fucking 9. Like, are they gonna actually go and pull the trigger on?
Hey, isn't it weird that they're acknowledging those Thomas Partey rape allegations now that he's no longer under contract?
I was trying not to.
Remember how we just didn't talk about that for a couple of years, and now that he's not under contract, they're like,
"Oh no, I called a lot of shit.
It happened, but we're not going to talk about it because it's not our player anymore."
Called a lot of shit when I brought that up because Arteta seemed to just brush that one under too. A little shady, but I caught heat when I brought that one up. It was a little awkward for them. I don't know. Arsenal fans, touchy subject.
Mike's only been talking about that for 2 years.
I'm just saying it's really odd. It's just I'm sorry, guys.
Crazy.
This one was good. I saw a Messi Ronaldo reunion in the same league again, at least, where Messi was going to Al Ahly, and they're offering a fucking ridiculous,
of course they are,
absurd amount of money.
I think we had to give him like 20% of the Apple TV deal to get him here.
Absurd amount of money, and it's just like, hey, honey, I'm gonna go play one season over here and make 13 fortunes, and we're gonna be fine. I don't think he does it unless he gets to just like coach a team, pick his whole squad. And
right, yeah, we've seen what he's done at Miami.
Yeah, and then he like just limits how many games he plays, and he's like, "Oh, and if Argentina's playing, I'm out." Like, I feel like there's just so many buts and ifs, and I don't know, whatever. Messi can do whatever he wants, though. In his defense, he can do whatever he wants. Go get paid. Another one I thought you'd really like was Boniface to Milan. I actually really love that too. I think he would be fantastic in the Italian league.
Yeah,
fantastic in the Italian league. All right, what do you got for me? What transfers you
got? Barry from Villarreal to Everton. We'll see if that works. Not a huge fan of Villarreal strikers, but it's not like I really fuck with Everton that heavy. So that's neither here nor there. I am excited. I think Max Decipher, my boy from Club Bruges, left wing back, going to Brighton. I think that's a good move. I think he will look there, good there as well. MLS is such a joke. It's pathetic. They're corrupt just like US soccer. Yeah, Myron, it is a joke. And like I was beefing about that on Twitter with somebody, what's his name? Zach, who works for FOTMob, who I know through like doing BetUS stuff, is covering Club World Cup, was writing articles, and I saw somebody, he was like, hey, look, MLS, they want to be in the conversation at top 10 leagues. They want to get up there where like the Portuguese league is at. to do that, we kind of got to get rid of salary caps and we got, have this thing. And somebody's like, oh, dude, well, we can't do that in America because of capitalism. I'm like, no, dude, I don't think you understand that, like, we have socialism for sports teams. It's hard salary caps, the draft. That's a redistribution of wealth. That's socialism. Publicly funded stadiums. Like, everything we do in sports is socialism. Everything they do in sports is capitalism. Promotion and relegation, investing in youth clubs, and having those players instead of a draft in your system. That's all that whole thing. So yeah, I've had that argument several times, but the MLS is a joke. But back to transfer shit. Igor Jesus going to Nottingham from Botafogo.
Fuck that too.
Jamie Gittins has been done for a while, but it's official now. 64 million, Dortmund to Chelsea. Chelsea spend 4 billion, keep buying strikers and wingers until 3 of them work, and then sell everybody else. Not a bad strategy if you have money to light on fire and time to play in UCL Division 3 or whatever the fuck we want to call that league they won this year. We might have to start a new segment called "This Motherfucker Needs a Job" because Danny Ings, released from West Ham, got no job. He needs a job somewhere. I was telling Leon, that kind of fits.
I'd rather have Dominic Calvert-Lewin for free.
That fits the price point for Leon though. Yeah, since they are staying up, they don't have to go down to League 2.
Yeah, PSG should be good and send Barcola back over to them. Stop being haters.
This is something that I'm sure is definitely going to work out, right? Kyle Walker, who was a complete fucking bum at Milan, going to Burnley. That'll work out, right? Going from being a complete fucking bum in the Italian league back to the EPL to play for a newly promoted side.
Can I raise you one Man City bum for another?
Sure.
Listen to this headline. Manchester City prepared to make record loss on Jack Grealish sale.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wow, who saw that coming? Paying $105 million for Jack Grealish wasn't that smart. Remember last year when I said you pay $35 million for Jack Grealish?
No.
Yeah, it still stands. I don't know. He's barely probably scraping 20. And I'm not trying to be a hater. It's just...
he partied his ass off, though, after that trouble.
He's going to end up going to Nottingham.
Him and his bad haircut were everywhere with no shirt on for a whole summer. Just vibing.
He's going north, baby. He's going to Nottingham.
Ben Mee, released from Brentford. Somebody get him a job. He's solid. He's a solid center back. Christian Eriksen. Can't go Serie A because of the pacemaker. He seems like a Bundesliga fit to me. Like RB Leipzig.
Oof. So sad for him.
I mean, I don't know. It's not that he can't play in the Premier League. Nobody plays well at Man United. Like, let's be real here. Everybody at Man United does instantly better the second they go to another team. So Christian Eriksen still got it in his bag. And it's not just when he's got that Denmark kit on. Like, he needs a job. Somebody give Christian Eriksen a job.
Hold on. Fernando said, hear me out, guys. Barca to win La Liga.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I have no idea why you'd even
What have they done to get better other than get financially sanctioned, get snubbed by Nico Williams, and still have no money to sign anybody?
I love that they always link to people, though. That's my favorite.
Can they even legally register players? And I know they got hit with another 15 million fine for not playing by financial fair play. So if Barca can do anything this offseason, I'll be impressed. Let me know when they actually do something and it's not just another Fab dick riding Barca tweet about how allegedly something may or may not happen.
Bro, I just don't think they have it. Maybe the next two. Oof.
Yeah. Coutinho back to Vasco da Gama, which is a nice move for the Brazilian. Coutinho leaving Aston Villa, back to Vasco. I'm sure we'll talk about him as we continue. Speaking of like financial troubles, Man United still can't get this Mbeumo deal done. That contract's still not signed. That's another one. That's another reason why Fob's been slipping. He tweeted, "Here we go" on that a month ago, dude.
Yeah, right when that happened, I was like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore, brother.
Yeah, he's slipping. Um, that's kind of all I got on the Premier League. Let's check La Liga, see what's going on over there. Oh,
also, let me tell you,
Angel Correa to Tigers down in Mexico from Atleti.
Yeah,
seems like a solid fit for him.
He should.
I don't watch a lot of the Mexican league. I know that's more of Fernando's jam, but he seems like the kind of guy that fits in over at Tigers.
He's gonna absolutely shred that league.
I'm sure he will. What was the other one I saw that I was liking? I know Zubamendi to Arsenal. We talked about that one being done.
I don't know if it is done.
Oh, Jesus Rodriguez to Como. I think I've talked about that one already. Alex Baena to Madrid. Did you talk about that last week?
Yeah, and I said it's the most athletic move I've ever seen.
That is straight up 110% athletic all over it.
Yeah. Right when I saw that, I was like, yeah, you would. You fucking would. Myron says that the Liga MX is the best league to bet on, apparently.
It's gotta be bad. Like MLS isn't bad. Like you just bet the over. Both teams should score over 2.5. But like, yeah, I mean, the games I do watch of Liga MX, they're CONCACAF as fuck. Like they're all CONCACAF. Every time I see it, I'm like, that's probably a red card, and there's not even a whistle. Which isn't bad. Like I don't mind a bloodbath every once in a while. And I like physical soccer. So yeah, I mean, it's just not something I'm 100% dialed into because I gotta get outside and have a life in the summer every once in a while, guys. I can't do soccer.
Wait until Brazilian league starts at night. That's my shit. 8 o'clock league's my shit.
Yeah, is in Italy. Jonathan David to Juventus. I'm sure you already talked about that last week. Yep. And Boni to Inter, 25 mil. That's a nice piece of business there for Parma.
Retegui also got sold to the Saudi league for like 75 mil, and they like tripled their money on him at Atalanta.
Yeah, I saw Retegui did just triple up on Retegui. So that was a solid move for them. Atalanta has done a lot of really good business like that where they just get guys and flip them very shortly. So
they should go buy Danny Ings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll work out now that they got Gasparini out of there. Like they couldn't keep Lookman and Gasparini. They had to do something. Malik Tillman headed to Bayern Leverkusen.
Yo, fuck that.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, respectfully, fuck that.
Not a fan.
No, why do they keep taking all my people over at PSV? I saw also Endrick loaned to PSV that I really like that rumor. But
I do, but like that is gonna bum me out because when Ricardo Pepe comes back, he's taking that job.
Well, Malik Tillman was playing the 10. And that's what I would expect Endrick, I guess, to play with a double striker then, because they don't really have another 10, but they have him
play like a pivot kind of deal.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what they would do with him actually.
That was the other thing I was always like, I was getting so pissed off about when like I see all these people on Twitter hating on how bad like the U.S. men's national team is. Guys, this is our fucking C team. Like Ricardo Pepe's hurt, can't play, obviously. But like all the guys from PSV, like Gus Till's not there. Like I don't know why they're not there, but like they're not. And those like I can make a better starting 11 of guys not playing for Team USA this summer than the best starting 11 you can make with Team USA this summer. I had no expectations for that Gold Cup. And we did get absolutely trounced by Mexico. Like we looked like dog shit. But like I didn't have a lot of high expectations for the B- C+ team either. Shout out Diego Luna. You know I always fuck with a guy that's got neck tattoos. Like anybody who looks like Diego Luna, I'm instantly a fan, and I like seeing him come out of the USL and have a nice little showing for himself. But yeah, it's just like I couldn't buy in on the Gold Cup because I don't care, because none of our good players were there. Like I don't care.
That's fucked up, man. I thought you liked those guys.
I mean, I still watched.
Diego Luna.
Like I wasn't rushing. People are like, "Yo, what should I bet on?" I'm like, "Why would you bet on any of these bums, dude?"
Bro, the only Gold Cup game I finally made a parlay for, I took Diego Luna shot on target and Raul Jimenez shot on target, and Diego Luna it just let me down.
Well, I think we had like 2 shots on target against Mexico the whole fucking game.
Yeah, well, all I know is that the one chance he got, he fucking blew completely.
Yeah. We didn't even win a single fucking corner in that game, which was also pathetic as fuck.
Chris Richards scored. That's my dog, so shout out him. But all right, that was transfer and news talk. I got some Brazilian Serie A for you guys. Brazil's back. So I'm torn between, are we going to be resting at all between Palmeiras, Flamengo, Botafogo, Fluminense? Are we going to be resting, or are we going to keep the level of play that I just watched you be at against some of Europeans' finest talent, Saudi Arabia's finest talent? Am I going to see you keep that level? So Fluminense looked like kind of trash before they were going over to the Club World Cup. Thiago Silva helped them a lot coming in with the leadership and holding down the back line. So that's why I was saying Brazil was getting zeros. And then, you know what? They did go and prove me right a couple times. So I appreciate them for that. But now is like, are we continuing or are we going to be tired? So this week's going to be a little funky for me. I do love Palmeiras on the money line over Santos because ever since Neymar went back and they're trying to figure things out, I think his contract, they're already negotiating again, which is just like, have you played a full match yet, dog? Holy shit. So Santos just seems like it's still
no, but they sold a bunch of those 100 jerseys, I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but Palmeiras at plus 120, I'm taking that. They've been playing good football. I think they can easily beat Santos, even if it was like a bounce back game. I still would believe in Palmeiras. They're young bucks that are going over to other teams. Estevao is now gone, so that's going to be a spot for them to fill. But don't be surprised when some other 16-year-old fucking Brazilian comes out of their academy and absolutely smashes it, because that's literally what they're there for. Palmeiras, Santos, and fucking, or no, not Santos, Sao Paulo and Flamengo are just fucking spitting out ridiculous talents. Fluminense is plus 170 against Mirassol, who literally just got promoted. And no disrespect to them, they're playing good football, but I can get Fluminense, who I just watched go toe-to-toe with Chelsea and get into a semifinal at minus 105 for a draw no bet against a team that just got promoted. It's also like one of those, did you get rest or did you get rusty from not playing week in, week out at a high level? And they just came from an even higher level. So, again, we'll see what happens with that, but I love the draw no bet at minus 105. The next one we got is going to be Flamengo versus Sao Paulo. Flamengo's like minus 240 because, again, Flamengo holding fucking zeros. Caleri's hurt. Neves is out on a red card. I don't know who the fuck's going to score for Sao Paulo, so I was looking at Flamengo money line and over 1.5. Just watching what they did against Bayern and how, like, even after they were down, they were still getting buckets and getting goals makes me believe that they're just going to be putting up numbers. And no offense, but Sao Paulo, who the fuck is it? Now, again, I would love to be proven wrong with some fucking random 15-year-old jacking for chicks like he's Hulk Jr. from Sao Paulo's academy. I'd love that shit. I would love to watch that and be wrong, but I fucking doubt it. Jonathan Caleri is still back in this team, and he's hurt. He's the Iago Aspas of the Brazilian league right now. So we'll see what goes on with that, but Flamengo should handle business. Internacional, my rule is not to bet on them unless Enter Valencia starts, so that's a game time decision, everybody. Whenever they play anyone ever, I don't care. Botafogo is plus 115 away. The only way I take that money line is if I know that David Ancelotti, that's his first match. And even then, how much Portuguese do we think he knows? Because I'm a little nervous about communicating with the team.
I'm sure he knows plenty.
I want to take it on vibes, though. I really want to take it on vibes. So
yeah, I mean, he's not American, so like he probably knows more than one language.
I'm with you, but Portuguese, I feel like it's a very specific one to pick up. Like, it's one thing to start doing like French, Italian, Spanish, but then Portuguese just seems like another obscure one. And it's like, do I want to learn like a fifth language now?
I'm sure a lot of the Brazilians all speak Spanish because they know that's usually the first stop out of Brazil. They're like, oh no, dude, a Spanish scout.
For sure.
Yeah, a Spanish scout is gonna come watch you at 15, and you should learn to
speak English too, I bet, but you never know the communication barrier. But he is playing Atletico MG, so Hulk and the gang versus Bahia. I just love the both teams to score number on that. It's sitting at like minus 115. I think that's absurd. If you're in a market that can get Hulk shots too, take whatever. Take literally just roll the dice, pick a number. It will hit that.
Shot on target from outside the box, guaranteed. Yeah.
This man's range is
still taking free kicks, dude.
Yeah, he's still taking free kicks from 55 yards out. So if you get his shots, I would love to be one of those market. I randomly do, and his 4 shots it just steady sits at like minus 230. Just that's all he does.
Right, because he's got Steph Curry range, dude.
Yeah, he's just the best. We also have Corinthians versus Bragantino, which is probably my favorite both teams to score number because anytime I see either of those names, I just think zero defense. So both teams to score was sitting at minus 110 for Corinthians versus Bragantino. Also, Memphis Depay. You've got fucking more haircuts and goals now in the Brazilian league. So everyone that's trying to like talk about levels in the Brazilian league, do something then.
Yo, remember the Dutch coach who was like, yo, you can't play for me if you go to the Saudi league, but Memphis is still going to be, it's like, really? Memphis can still play?
Yeah. You know what? It's all good. It's whatever. Cruzeiro, I'm going to just.
You got a new rap album yet?
We're taking a pause on Ryan. Yeah, I know, right? How many bars you got, though? We're taking a break on Cruzeiro betting blindly because they're minus 155 at home, and I haven't watched them play in like 3 weeks now. It was easy before because I was like, dude, they're taking care of business. And I kept getting awesome numbers. This number sucks. And it feels like Brazil hasn't played in a month.
Right.
That's why I have a feeling that these guys are going to give us a ton of good numbers and just end up smashing whoever they play. Like Flamengo and Palmeiras and Fluminense are just like, oh, this isn't Bayern Munich, Chelsea, or PSG. Whoa. Botafogo beat PSG, dog. How the fuck that happened? I don't know. Whatever. Best league in the world's back, Liga MX, American Moneyline. When is that game?
I know Club America is good. I don't know a lot about Liga MX, but I know Club America has money spent it and is good.
First jersey I ever got. Pops came back.
Was it the yellow one? Was it the yellow John?
The front?
Yeah.
Yep. My pops got it for me because it said Bimbo on the front. It's on Friday? All right, bet. It's on Friday. Guys, that's a squad ride on Club America Moneyline.
Minus 105. Probably as good of a price as you're going to get on Club America. That's a good one.
Look, so we have any MLS?
Sure, I can run through it. I mean, like, I haven't looked at any numbers, but I can run through the games with you guys real quick.
Hold on, can I ask you a question about the MLS?
Sure.
Have you given up on the Chicago Fire?
No, they're not terrible, and like they're gonna build a new stadium that's actually cool. So like I'm kind of in on the Fire.
Okay, who's in first place right now?
It's not the Fire. It's not Philly either. They've slid to like third.
Yeah, I know.
In the East.
As long as we're above Miami, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
All right,
shot on Andre Blake, still holding it down back there in net, even though they've completely fucked that team around him.
Yep. Somebody asked me if the Union was good, and I was like, I mean, somehow.
Yeah, somehow there's still
not eternally. Yeah.
Charlotte playing NYCFC. I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck about that one. NYCFC kind of sucks. Charlotte's good at home. I don't really know on that one. Columbus Crew versus Cincinnati. I feel like that's a top of the East battle. Let me take a quick look at the standings here. Yeah, Cincinnati on top. Columbus Crew in fourth. Cincinnati actually can defend a little bit, but two high-scoring teams. Love both teams to score over 2.5 there. Gazdag is kind of starting to finally find his fit there at Columbus, so I won't be surprised if his name appears on the score sheet, but love both teams to score over 2.5 there.
That dude's not doing shit.
He had an assist and a goal recently.
Not last game.
Not last game. I saw it. It came up on my phone. Inter Miami playing Nashville. Nashville's not very good on the road. Miami's not very good in general. Both teams will score. That'll be over 2.5. Orlando versus Montreal. Montreal fucking blows. Orlando is at home, so that number is going to suck. But Orlando to win and team total over 1.5, probably solid there. Philly Union versus New York Red Bulls. Philly at home. Andre Blake as long as Andre Blake's between the pipes, they are very, very difficult to beat at home. Red Bulls is a very solid team, though. I like both teams to score there. Probably stays under 2.5. That's got 1-1 draw written all over it, in my opinion. Toronto fucking sucks. They fired everybody in the organization. They got rid of both of the Italians. And Sange was an incredibly terrible signing. It was a complete waste of money. Little surprised they got rid of Bernadeschi. He was the only guy on that team that was worth a goddamn. So that's surprising. They are lucky enough to be playing Atlanta, though, who cannot play whatsoever outside of the Dome. Both teams to score over 2.5 there.
Did you see that Bernadeschi went to Bologna?
I did see Bernadeschi to Bologna. That's a solid move for him. He'll do fine at Bologna.
Yeah, him and Orsolini balling.
Yep. Yeah, old heads. The Italian Retirement League. They'll do solid there. Austin FC. I don't really know that much about Austin anymore since they got rid of my boy Dominguez and Fagunez, who's actually balling down in South America now. But Austin played well against a weekend San Jose team last night in the U.S. Open Cup that I caught a little bit of. They're playing New England, who I also can't get my pulse on. New England is playing right now, though, so I would say Austin probably just with a little rest advantage. No travel there for them as well. Chicago Fire versus San Diego FC. San Diego is really good. Fire will score at home. Cyprus is the guy I like there. They also got some dude whose last name starts with Z, who plays on the right wing, who's a solid to score assist look. San Diego might be able to get the win there. Both teams to score over 2.5. Minnesota United has been a wagon, especially at home and defensively, though the Earthquakes have been scoring goals left, right, and center. They just make it rain goals. They have absolutely no fucking defense, though. So give me both teams to score over 2.5 there. SKC, no defense, scores goals. Seattle on the road kind of blows. Both teams to score over 2.5 there. Rapids, Vancouver Whitecaps. Hate to say it, the Pids are going to get smashed again. That team just sucks. They can't figure anything out. Sorry, Zach, but everything in front of you blows.
He's hurt anyway.
I don't give a shit about Real Salt Lake or Houston Dynamo. Both of those teams have not interested me all season. LA Galaxy might finally get a win. They're playing DC United. DC United's fucking terrible.
Is Benteke playing?
I don't know, but DC United maybe some of the most goals conceded in the entire league.
Yeah, but will Benteke get me a headed shot on target?
Maybe. Probably. There's not a lot of guys who can defend him in the air. Yeah, LA Galaxy's coughed up 42. DC United's coughed up 49. DC United scored 17 goals this year. They fucking suck. Shout out Almiron. Yeah. He looks good when they play in Atlanta. Everybody on that Atlanta squad always looks good in that dome. They just cannot play outside of that dome. But yeah, shout out Almiron. Still a club legend over there. So yeah, LA Galaxy might actually get a win. That could be good for them. DC United again, they fucking blow. I can't even trust them to get a goal. They've scored 17 on the fucking season. That's terrible.
Well, Benteke's got 6 and 14.
All right. Well, he's the only offensive threat there apparently.
Yeah, that's my dog.
And then I like LAFC at home. I don't really know who's on Dallas anymore. They had a really good academy, but I haven't kept up with them, so I don't know.
And then the Union took over as best academy. What a shame. Real fucking shame. All right, was that MLS?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I don't have anything for St. Louis versus Portland, and I'll be watching the Club World Cup anyway, final. So
St. Louis, Portland. I feel like that's going to be a cool jersey game.
It will be. And Portland's solid.
All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Make sure you check out the website, tftdrip.com. Get you some drip. Oaks is looking for a new hat. He's going to probably get it on tftdrip.com.
Facts.
If you need any Oaks, leg, or any team gear, tftdrip.com. Link is in the description. You can follow us at TwoFootTalk. That's at TWOFootTalk. Again, links right down in the description, as well as the link to follow me and at BurrOaks77. All the links are right down in the description. If you're watching on the YouTubes, like, subscribe. If you're watching on the Twitters, just hit the follow button. And yeah, appreciate you. Oaks, anything to add? What do we got?
No, I've been in and out on baseball as time allows. It's baseball. We got the All-Star game coming up. Don't ask me who's going to win the home run derby. It's like, bet on it if you want entertainment, guys. Like, I can't stress to you. Like, I'll tell you who to bet on for entertainment purposes only on a lot of this shit. But like, you're pulling the trigger. You're making your own bets. You're using your own money. Don't expect me to go putting money on it. I bet things that are sharp that I think I can win. And I will like make content for shit that's on TV, but like, don't expect me to go run into the window to bet shit like that. Like, I don't care.
All right. That's all we got for you guys. Fuck what you heard.
It's what you're hearing.
TwoFootTalk. We're out.